basically for him, he says, wait, sorry, you can start the recording later. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Royber, and I'm one of the directors and co-founders of Global Aircargo Alliance. I'm joining you today from the Philippines. On behalf of our team, a warm welcome to our GAA orientation meeting. Before we start our program, I would like to request if you can switch to speaker's view. Today's conference will last about 40 minutes or so. To start off the program, we will have a community open mic that is open to everyone, which my partner Niels from Canada will be conducting. Niels, how are you doing today?
Hey, Christian, pretty good. Hope that everything is going good on your side of the pond as well. Good evening from my side of the world. On behalf of GAA, welcome to the orientation meeting. As Christian said, my name is Niels, and I'll be hosting the community open mic for the next few minutes, where we get the chance to meet some of you. You get the chance to introduce yourselves, and if I call out your name, please introduce yourselves shortly with a with your name, of course, your company, and where you're from, maybe, and also why you're here today. So let me take a look at the gallery here very quickly, and I have seen Anand here as one of the first guests. Anand, hello, good afternoon to you. Is it afternoon where you're calling from?
Niels, yes, Niels, very much in India. It's
yes.
Afternoon 12:30.
Yes.
Yeah.
How's everything?
Quite all right, good.
If you could, I would appreciate if you could quickly introduce yourself to the whole
Yes.
group so that
Yes, totally.
we all know who you are and where you're coming from.
Niels, I'm Anand Didwania, chairman of a company called New Globe Logistics LLP, which has been in business for last 70 years. This is the 72nd year, 4 generations in the same business. Started with my grandfather, father, myself, my son, all are in the same business. I mean, they passed away. Now, my son Ashwin, you might be knowing, I don't know.
Of course.
Yeah, he is the one who is running the show. And we have in India, pan-India presence. We have almost like 11 offices, all the major places in India where business transact with air freight, sea freight. We have been a member of few network earlier like GFFG,
Yes.
and now, yeah, and highly recommended GAA to join. I was on the board of GFFG for many, many years.
Yes,
And
yes.
of course, your many good friends from there
Yes,
strongly recommended. So I look forward for catching up and meeting with all of good friends from the trade. That's long and short of for New Globe.
Thank you very much for your introduction. And yes, absolutely, we appreciate your recommendations as a long-time network expert and participant of the many groups and many years that we have known each other. I truly appreciate you making time to be here and helping us introduce the GAA group to the new and new companies that are interested in possibly being part of this network. So this is the purpose of this orientation meeting, right? So for us to gain an understanding as to what we do as network operators, and if we have a voice as an existing member that can say something about us, that's of course fantastic. Thank you so much, Anand. If I'd move on, I'd like to call on, let me see. I have here Tim Hansen. Tim Hansen, please. Hi, how are you? Can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for first of all, for the invitation to join this. I work with a company in Vietnam, and we are calling ITL Corporation, ITL Corp. We are a young bunch of people. We are 1,900 ambitious employees here in Vietnam. We strive to be the national champion in Vietnam with freight forwarding, air freight, cross borders into Cambodia and Myanmar. We are currently also the #1 GSA in Vietnam, representing 22 airlines and 300 flights a week out of Vietnam. And we are also having our old bonded warehouses, more than 250,000 square meters of warehousing as well. And we are a green carrier as well, which is very important for us in terms of the environment. So we also have our own truck fleet. So our company is very asset heavy, and we try to help as many people as we can and companies, and hopefully maybe also closer to looking for networks like the one here today, Niels, as well. So yeah, so we're based in Ho Chi Minh, in Da Nang, and in Hanoi in Vietnam, as well as in Cambodia and Myanmar.
Excellent.
So yeah. So
thank you very much for your introduction, Tim.
You're welcome.
I would like to ask Basil Kawar, if you could quickly introduce yourself and tell us where you're calling in from today. Are you able to unmute yourself? Does that work?
Yeah, does it work now? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
My name is Basil Kawar. I'm calling from Jordan. Good morning. For us, it's morning still, early morning. Actually, not very early, but it's like 9 o'clock. basically, we are Kawar Transport and Transit. We are part of Kawar Group, which contains 21 companies in Jordan. We are almost 70 years old. We've been established in 1955. And part of the group is into shipping business and others is into freight forwarding. I'm in charge of the freight forwarding part. Company is called Kawar Transport and Transit. We're active in freight forwarding. We have all what it needs to keep in touch with globally with all the agents. And we have, of course, ocean freight, air freight, in-house clearance capabilities. And we also have our storage facilities in Aqaba, where we can have all cargo coming either to Jordan or in transit. It's my pleasure to be introduced, of course, to everybody here in this GAA network, and it's a great opportunity for me to know everybody. I want to be brief because I know a lot of people want to introduce themselves. So basically, this is what we are, what we do.
Great, thank you so much, Basil, for your introduction. I see here
Pleasure.
the lady, Evelyn de la Carna. Hi, good evening from Canada. Where are you calling from?
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. I'm Evelyn de la Serna, the President and CEO of Fastlink Handlers and Brokerage Corporation from the Philippines. We've been 24 years of service. We do a lot of air freight and sea freight forwarding. We have our office in Cebu and Davao. With regards to customs brokerage, we do a lot of outsourced brokerage with the multinational companies. So I've been invited for this orientation more often. So now I realize that maybe I can observe what the network can share to me to improve our capabilities here in the Philippines.
Sounds good. Thank you very much for your introduction. I would like to ask Mr. Ken Sirifong. Mr. Ken Sirifong, are you available to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Siripong. Just call me Ken.
Okay.
Okay. I'm calling from Bangkok, Thailand. Right now, I'm in charge as an executive director of the World United Logistics Thailand. The company is established in 1999. So right now, it's around 23 years. Okay, we start the business with the shipping and sea freight. And from the last 5 years, we are focused on the sea freight, air freight business. And last year, our business is air freight business is performed very good. So this year, we will increase more network, especially for the focus on the air freight business.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much for your introduction. I hope that we can give you some more valuable information about what we do in the networking business to help you decide to join us, hopefully. So maybe we have time for one more introduction. Let me see who can I call out here. Let me see. How about Michael? Hello, Michael. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Can you please introduce yourself? Where are you from?
Okay. Hold on, just 1 minute. Hello. Yeah. First of all, nice to meet you. Yeah, it's a great honor to attend the conference right now. And let me introduce our company for Synergy. And we are actually the air freight specialized company with the neutral wholesaler consolidator in China, and we specialized our air freight product. I mean, for the product is to sell the air freight wholesaler for the freight forwarders for the community. So we are right now the major market would be Middle East, for the Europe, by utilizing the BSA and our professional knowledge during the past the decades. which will be facilitated for us to get a better understanding of the air freight industry. So I would be very interested to share with the membership for our the neutral product and have such kind of the good platform to share with the air freight DNA for more and more members inside of the network. And the most important thing is to get a better understanding and share more business opportunities might be in future to establish a long-term partnership inside of the network. If you have any questions for synergy, we can discuss on the email, okay? So actually we are very professional and I'm proud to say that, okay?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your introduction. And thank you everyone else who is here and who has introduced themselves. I would like to move on with our program now. This is now the end of the community open mic. We will now proceed to the network introduction, what GAA is all about, what do we do, what do we offer you, what does the network stand for, and we have prepared a short video for you, which our marketing team will play back for you. It's about 5 to 10 minutes.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. On behalf of the GAA team, it is our pleasure to welcome you to the GAA orientation meeting, and welcome to Global Air Cargo Alliance as well. Before I begin with introducing GAA to you, I will guide you through the agenda for today. Today's program will last about 30 minutes or so with the following program. After my presentation about Global Air Cargo Alliance, we will be having an open Q&A to answer all your questions about our network, followed by the keynote presentation on logistics trends after COVID-19. RW Solutions is headquartered in Hong Kong. We currently have 7 freight forwarding networks that are into industry niches. Our networks are very focused according to handling capabilities of forwarders, from pharma, perishables, NVOCC and FCL, to geographic interests like Africa and Middle East. By having specialized groups, our members engage into more meaningful business exchanges with more qualified networking across various brands. At present, we have over 900 members from 100 countries under the RW umbrella. Global Air Cargo Alliance is an exclusive network of active air freight forwarders under RW Solutions, which is a network management company that was founded in Hong Kong in 2002 and has its operations in the Philippines. Global Air Cargo Alliance and GFFG have 193 member stations in over 58 countries worldwide. I'd like to share with you some of the conference group photos during our annual partnership meeting. Now let me jump straight into the benefits of being part of the GAA network. Global Air Cargo Alliance is virtually represented in every corner of the globe. And by being part of the network, you will enjoy instant access to our air freight partners that you can rely your business on. Being part of GAA means that you will work with trusted, screened, and reliable members. Every new member application undergoes a due diligence to screen the company's financial stability, market reputation, sales strength, and length in operation. All members are likewise subjected to the standard code of ethics and guidelines of the network, which must be followed and adhered at all times. GAA assures that every member is diligently screened. In addition, the network offers payment security for all members as an added layer of security when working within the group. The network has a payment protection program with 5,000 immediate dispute protection, which will then increase to 10,000 depending on the years of stay within the network. Through these events, we reduce your costs from traveling to several countries as the network conducts annual partnership meetings in different countries. In these meetings, you will be able to meet and build contacts with hundreds of agents in one place. The annual conferences and meetings must be attended by GAA members to fortify their relationship with the other members. Since the pandemic, we are also actively adapting to this new normal and conducting virtual conferences for our members. Global Air Cargo Alliance is also the first Air Freight Alliance to distribute its network agency list across global freight forwarding events and its global database. This allows for additional global marketing exposure for all GAA members. Global Aircargo Alliance has its exclusive information environment, which provides access to exclusive and up-to-date information amongst the members. Just last year, we were able to launch our first GAA intranet mobile app, enabling ease of access right at your fingertips. Lastly, I would like to personally invite you to our long-awaited event, to our third annual partnership meeting on May 8 to 11, 2022 at the Grand Hyatt Dubai, UAE. This year's annual meeting will be a special one as we will be co-located with other like-minded partnership network groups such as Cold Chain Connect, which is a perishables network, Life Logistics Network, which is a pharma forwarders network, Aircargo Group, which is specialized in wholesale air freight forwarding, and Global Freight Forwarders Group, which is a long-standing forwarders network. Meaning you have the chance to meet and connect with a lot more forwarders in one place. Thank you for sharing your time with us and attending our orientation meeting. Okay, now that you know already who we are, let me start off with the common questions, which Niels will be answering. And after that, we will then open the floor for more questions. Before that, may I please ask you to switch to side-by-side gallery screen. So let me start off with the first common question, and that would be, how many members do you accept per country, and how many members do you have in my country right now? Niels?
So yes, that's a common question. At the moment, we accept 5 members per country. We do make an exception for larger geographies and larger economies, such as China or India or Singapore, for example, which is a large economy in terms of freight volume that goes through there, where we would be able to accept more than 5 members, but in general, we accept only 5. There may be a point in time in the future when we believe that we maybe should be growing this number or increasing this number to 10 members per country. That is, if we feel and believe that the network needs new business, fresh initiatives from new members, then that would be the time when we open up territories, but we would only do that, of course, in a balanced manner. So for those that are interested in finding out how many members we have in your country right now, please message us your email address in the chat box below, and our team will send you our members list or our agency list to you for your own verification. And then you also have the opportunity, of course, to see who's already part of the current GAA group.
Okay, thank you, Niels. Let us move on to the next common question, and that would be, how do you background check your partners?
Yes, so there are several ways how we background check or proceed with due diligence once members join the group. There are several websites where we can, of course, do background checks on individual freight forwarders, such as FDRS and other listings. And then, of course, there is the local associations to see if you're registered with the local associations. And of course, also background checking company names through third-party service providers. What we also do is checking how long the company has been in business through various references and referrals. Another thing that we do for the background checking is we have a 60-day probation period. When you join the group, during those 60 days, we do our background checking. And in case there's some irregularities, then we would, of course, refund the membership fees to you. Or if within those 60 days you do not wish to continue your membership with GAA, then we will also process a refund for you. Once the 60 days is then completed, you would then be upgraded to a gold member, and that's when the 12 months membership then also starts. So there's a whole process of background checking, probation period, and then upgrading to gold membership. that was a little bit more than the question, but yes, it's important to background check your partners. Go ahead, next question.
Yeah, sure. How much credit do you provide to your partners and how do you protect yourself?
Okay, well, many times we give each other credit that is not really clear or that can put you at risk. So it's important before you engage into any work relationship, of course, that you understand and agree to your terms with one another. We do not dictate what the amounts of credit you should give to each other or what kind of payment terms you should give to one another. That is entirely up to you. We do have a recommended set of terms that we provide to you that you may follow, but you don't have to. But it's important that both parties always agree to the terms. And then on top of that, the network, of course, provides a payment security and a payment protection, which is an incremental payment protection that we offer. So that means the longer you are with the network, the more payment protection you will also get. So it starts off with $5,000 and then it increases to $10,000, $15,000 and $20,000 as you mature with the network, of course. That's why, and that's of course a very important aspect why you want to join a network, is that there's a payment protection in place. And it's also important for you to do your own due diligence on the networks that you're joining, that they have the financial means to provide the protection, because payment protection is always self-funded by the networks. There is no international insurance company out there that provides payment dispute protection. If there are two agents that are arguing about payments, there's no such insurance. So it's important that you make sure that your network has the financial strength to be able to provide the level of, let me say, payment protection that they're all claiming that they can do. At this point, I would probably say that there are probably only around 10 networks in the world out there that have the financial strength to be really providing what they are saying that they can do. Okay, one more question maybe, or?
I think that would be it for the common questions from my side. Perhaps we can open the floor for the participants to ask their questions. So feel free to ask us and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions.
Yes, absolutely. Now is the time that you can ask us, Christian and me. I mean, we're the directors of the network, and this is your opportunity to ask us any kind of question you may have about GAA and about the networking business that we offer. And if you're too shy to speak, you may also type a question in the chat box if you wish. If not, if you don't have any question.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Suryanarayan here from India.
Yes.
I have become a member recently, very recently, one week back only. Now,
Yes.
if I'm going to give credit to outside countries, how much credit protection I will get from your end?
I'm sorry. Could you please repeat your question? It was a little bit too fast.
Okay. I am a member of JC Trans recently.
Of JC Trans, okay.
Okay. If I am going to give credit to other countries, suppose if I am going to give $20,000 credit to some other countries, can I get credit protection from your end?
Well, okay, so you're part of another network right now, and you're asking if you can get payment protection from another country. I don't fully understand your question.
Other countries. I am from India. If I give
Yes.
credit to USA or UK or Germany,
Okay.
can I get credit protection from your end?
Well, you can get payment protection from us only if you are, first of all, our member, and only if you work with another member from the GAA group. Then you are entitled to the payment protection. That, however, is totally separate to you being part of any other membership organizations. Any other membership organization will not give you payment protection with another group. That never happens. Okay. So If you want to enjoy the payment protection with another group, you would typically have to work with that other group, with the agents from that other group. If you want to enjoy our payment protection, then you have to be our member and you have to work with agents from our group as well. Then you will be able to get our payment protection. I hope that answers your question.
Yes.
Right, thank you.
Christian, I have a question. Can I ask?
Yes,
Sure,
yes,
please.
please go ahead.
Yeah. Our company is member of your combined logistic network.
Yes.
Would it make any additional benefit to become a member of GAA separately? Because both are under the same umbrella.
Yes, we do currently not provide cross-payment protection amongst other groups because we are keeping all the groups individual and separate from one another.
Okay.
If we were to provide payment protection across all the groups, then there would not be a need for us to be going into several different groups as we're doing now. Then we would have a lot more members per country. We would become one larger group if that were the case, right?
Clear.
So
Clear.
for us at this moment, our intention is to keep the groups relatively small so that there's not too much competition. This also assures, let me say, a little bit more of a familiarity of working with each other and developing proper business with each other. So I think if you are looking to join GAA, but you were already part of GFFG, correct?
Yes, very much so.
So that means you are already automatically a GAA member, actually, because
Okay.
GAA and GFFG came together as such. So we do provide a payment protection for GFFG members within the GAA group. Okay.
Thank you.
So you don't have to apply.
And then just
Yes.
maybe
Sorry?
I can also butt in here in between. Basically, GAA has a different community from CLN, generally speaking. We
Okay.
probably have only 5 members from CLN in the GAA group. So
Okay.
the rest of the community is new. So if you join, then you'll meet new people and new companies that you can network with and look for partnerships with, actually. Yeah.
Eagerly awaiting our May meeting then.
Yes, that's correct.
Sorry, I have a question for you. I'm Basil Kawar.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm just a bit confused about the RW Solutions. Now, the RW Solutions contains more than like 10 networks, right?
Yes. So RW Solutions is the parent company that is the registered legal entity in Hong Kong, under which we run 8 different networks at this time. And each network is a separate brand and a separate community, a separate agency list, separate events from each other.
Okay. So if anybody is part of GAA, can he be in contact with other members in other networks within the RW solution?
You can, of course, be part of the other networks, but that would require you to join the membership in the other networks as well. We are trying to separate the groups and make them, let me say, industry and niche specific. Like Christian was already saying in his presentation, we have a pharmaceutical specific group, we have a perishable specific group, we have we have general freight, and we have an air freight group, we have a consolidators group. So we are trying to keep them separate and industry specific so that there is also more synergies within the communities. Now, if you are a general freight forwarder, you want to join the general group because that's maybe the most volume that you have there. But if there is a department in your company where you say, okay, we do a lot of pharmaceuticals, it makes sense to also join a pharmaceutical group, then we would recommend for you to join the pharmaceutical community. We keep them separate because the pharmaceutical community doesn't speak the same language as, let me say, the general sea freight community, right? So that's our purpose of keeping everything separate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so basically you need to be a member of all the 8 networks to get the advantage of the whole RW solutions.
Well,
and pay membership fees for eight of them.
Well,
is that right? I mean, in case you want to get the benefit of all the networks, because every company or every network is specialized in one thing, like for pharmaceuticals, for air freight, for ocean freight, or whatever is there, within the networks.
Yes, that's correct. Well, if that's the case, we would recommend for you to join the CLN group first, because that's the General Freight Forwarders Group, which has 350 members. Now, from there onwards, you always have, you have, let me say, a snapshot of the overall RW Solutions community. That's where we started off. And then we branched into more specialized networks. You get a good snapshot of the RW Solutions community within CLN, but that's a discussion for a separate day, because here, this is the air freight community. We're here to, let me say, educate and provide you an introduction of our air freight group. So here we have, let me say, 80% of the guys are air freight experts, and they work with each other and they develop air freight business together. Now, if you think you can develop business with 900 members from the whole RW Solutions community, and you would want to join all the networks, then of course, we will not stop you from it, but we would probably advise you to first join one group first, which is more of a general group like the CLN, where you can already get a feel and see of how the whole RW Solutions looks like.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on with the program. If there's no further questions,
Sure.
you will anyway be able to reach out. Go ahead, Christian, sorry.
Yeah, let us proceed to the next program. Here's a keynote speech of Niels on logistics dynamics in the world of COVID-19. AJ, can you please roll the video?
Are the consequences of this pandemic for the logistics industry? Everybody knows COVID has severely changed the way we live, the way we interact with people, and how it is impacting the economy. There are, in addition, a whole set of logistical challenges in the background that people are not aware of yet. Logistics is a $10 trillion industry and employs hundreds of millions of workers worldwide. It is in charge of stocking our supermarket shelves with daily necessities, making sure we get our Amazon orders delivered on time, and providing hospitals with the much needed PPE and medical supplies. Despite extraordinary circumstances, logistics professionals, freight forwarders, and truck drivers from around the world have been working some serious overtime to overcome the enormous difficulties posed by the coronavirus crisis. What are the consequences of this pandemic for the logistics industry? At the start of the pandemic, the sea freight sector dramatically limited the supply of space by using ad hoc cancellations of scheduled services known as blank sailings, much to the frustration of shippers that had loaded up their goods onto containers just to realize they weren't leaving anytime soon. This in turn triggered a huge demand for warehousing space, as those goods packed in containers needed to be stored while waiting for the shipping schedules to resume. Many of us are well aware that the sea freight sector has been hit by a multitude of problems, from the recent Suez Canal blockage to the massive imbalance of container availability and the more recent port congestions as activity resumes. We all know the air freight sector experienced a huge reduction in capacity. Belly hold space will remain severely constrained until at least 2024, by when the International Air Transport Association expects a recovery of air travel to pre-virus levels. Ongoing space limitations in air freight means rates will remain high, triggering shifts for alternative modes of transportation. With both sea freight and air freight facing space issues, old traditional transport routes have been revisited and put to the test again. Particularly the Silk Route has boomed from the pandemic, experienced a 70% increase compared to the year before. However, this alternative only answers to 3% of the space demand between China and Europe. Because of the volatility of international transport modes, shippers and consignees realize that they can't solely rely on the highly vulnerable shipping industry. The key to their sustained business success is to find a right balance between transporting their goods from foreign markets and holding inventory within their local consumer markets. Keeping larger inventory will no longer be perceived as the devil. In fact, many of the finely tuned just-in-time supply chain systems will be replaced with business models incorporating buffer inventories and safety stocks. This will again result in increased demand for warehousing space to store the additional inventory. And because of a volatile long-haul international shipping system, more regional and localized supply chains will emerge from after the pandemic. Instead of shipping from across the world, companies will deliver from a neighboring country or even from the same country itself. The good news is, when products are produced entirely within a single country, the freight is typically touched 8 to 12 times within that country, which is 4 times the quantity compared to the goods being imported. The greatest COVID impact on logistics will come from a move towards a much more regionalized approach, resulting in less miles, but more moves and continuous modal shifts in an effort to adapt, whilst increasing opportunities for warehousing and ground-based road and rail freight transport networks. The logistics industry facilitates global trade and relentlessly serves the needs of business and consumers, constantly connecting supply and demand around the world, and will continue to do so whatever challenges may lie ahead.
All right. Thank you very much, Niels. So let us move on to the next segment where we will be talking about our offer to you. Why should you join us now? We are offering a special membership rate for you today. Aside from connecting with more than 180 freight forwarders in 58 countries, below are the benefits when you decide to be a member now. For the ones that are attending our orientation meeting today, we are offering 1 free conference pass to our upcoming 3rd annual partnership meeting from May 8th to May 11. This will be in Dubai. So if you sign up for the GAA membership now, you will have 1 free conference pass to our Dubai event. Once you become a member of the network, your company will be announced and promoted as part of Global Aircargo Alliance. And this will be announced to our members in our global database of air freight forwarders to further promote business amongst the network. You will then be added to our network agency list, where you can identify the payment habits of our members and also have access to our mobile and web intranet, as well as the WhatsApp community, where you can exchange leads, business, and interact with members. That's pretty much it. Feel free to contact our GAA team to proceed with our membership application. Or if you have any further questions, please let us know, of course. For those who want to proceed with the membership, please drop us an email. Please drop your email address in the chat box now so that we can help you through the process, of course. So now to our last segment. Before closing, we would like to show you our after movie of our last conference in Shanghai 2 years ago, just to get an idea of how we conduct meetings. This was during the time when we were still half the size. So AJ, can you please roll the video, please? Okay, thank you very much for joining our GAA orientation meeting. I hope you had a great time. To officially end our program, we would like to know your feedback on today's virtual meeting. We will be launching a survey poll, and please feel free to answer it now. We will also send it via email after this meeting. Once again, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And if you have any questions, as always, don't hesitate to get in touch with us. You know where to find us because we have messaged you and you have messaged us back over email. So thank you once again. And I hope to see you hopefully this year at our upcoming May event in Dubai, if travel permits for all of you. Thank you very much.